One of the major benefits of using SOLIDWORKS PDM Professional or Standard is the ability to move SOLIDWORKS data while maintaining the internal references that help build assemblies, drawings, and link external and internal references together in parts. So typically in the past, using just SOLIDWORKS standalone desktop, you'd use the pack and go feature to make sure that when you were moving a project or replicating a project, you would be able to pull all of the parts, assemblies, drawings, even toolbox components, and everything else that comes with pack and go over to the new location. With PDM, though, you don't get the ability to manage things like versions, revisions, and you can lose some of those references if you're not careful. The better tools to use are copy and move tree. So let's take a look at our Windows Explorer and step through this process for each function. So in the drop down here, in Tools, we see Copy and Move Tree. So I'm going to navigate to my assembly that I'm working with. So this is a top-level assembly. First, I'm going to go to the Tools, and I'm going to go Copy Tree. So just like it says, this is literally trying to copy the entire contents of the feature tree while maintaining the references. So you'll notice when it starts up, it's giving me all these warnings. That's because the destination vault is automatically set to the location I'm working in right now. So I'm going to browse and move that folder location. So I've already set up some other folders where I'd like this to go. So I'm going to select that folder. In this particular instance, I'm going to use the latest version. I'm going to copy all the files. I'm not going to include any simulation, but I am going to include drawings. I'm going to preserve the paths. And I'm not going to do anything with serial numbers because I don't have any serial numbers. You notice that we have some of the features here also that are in pack and go, like adding a prefix or a suffix, replacing certain components. You also have the ability to change the version and change destinations for specific things. So if you want to separate out all your drawings, for example, into various folders instead of where all your models are, you can do that here. You just right click on the drawing, select change destination, and maybe we'll move these down to the assembly 3 folder instead. And if we scroll over, we can see where it's found and where it's going to go, which is the assembly 3 folder. You can also see the states. Here we can save out these file lists, open the file list, show levels. You can see here we still have some warnings for various parts, so we can sort by warnings and then go through all of them and see what's going on here. For these, the files aren't rebuilt because they haven't been opened lately, but that's not a major concern. You can also check in the copy. So down here below, we have this option to check in the copy, so we can go ahead and click on that. And I'm just going to move this around so we can see the bottom. There we go. So you'll see here we also have the summation of what we're copying. So the number of assemblies, number of parts, number of drawings, and any other related files. So you can see it's very similar to the pack and go layout. It will maintain those internal references that PDM is maintaining for you. And we're not even going into SOLIDWORKS. We're doing this all in the Windows Explorer interface. So I'm going to check in this copy. I'm going to add a comment here that I used copy tree. And we are going to go ahead and hit copy. Let SOLIDWORKS PDM do its thing. It's going to start going through and copying all the files over. All right, now we've completed that process. Let's navigate through Windows Explorer and make sure that our files have moved. So first thing to check is we still have all the files that were originally in the assembly folder located here. But now when we go to the assembly 2 folder, we see a copy of that folder and then all the parts maintained in here. Also, if we back up, that one file that we moved to the other folder, assembly 3, the drawing, is located there as we wanted. So that's running through the copy tree procedure. Let's look at the move tree procedure now. I'm going to go back into my original assembly folder, pick that top level assembly, go to Tools, and select Move Tree. Now, instead of copying the tree like it indicates, it's simply going to move all of the files to a new destination. So let's say that you're just starting a new project and you're going from a conceptual phase to a fabrication manufacturing phase. Maybe you want to transfer all these files to a different location in your vault so other people have access to them. This is one way you can do it. Again, we're going to include drawings, preserve relative paths. We're not going to add any prefix, suffix, or replace anything. We get our count down below. We're going to navigate to the new folder where we want it to go. This time we're going to move it to the assembly 3 folder. We see that we're getting the 236 files like we did before, and we're going to go ahead and click Move. Now we wait for SOLIDWORKS to move all the files. All right, and now we've successfully completed the move tree. Now you'll notice in our assembly folder, all of the components are gone now. If we go down to Assembly 3, we now see all the components have moved into a new assembly folder in the Assembly 3 folder. So that's how you use the copy and move tree tools in PDM. They work much better than the pack and go, and you don't even have to go into SOLIDWORKS to use them.